Back with a quick look now into the BRVM. Well, let's get an update on the BRVM markets with Kadi Fadika-Coulibaly, the CEO, SGI Hudson and Company. Well, thank you for joining us, Kadi. Well, we have seen a huge rally in Sonatel stocks as a result of the stock split, the company experienced last week. Now, it's recorded stock sales to a value of 1.2 billion CFA franc. Can this be attributed solely to the split, or what else is driving this momentum on Sonatel stock?
What is driving this momentum on Sonatel stock is the dividend being paid in a couple of weeks, actually May 2nd. The split actually happened last year in November, and the huge rally we saw on trading before the split of 5 billion CFA, and the price went up 23%. Actually, from this period, we have historical foreign investors exiting their position from Sonatel because it's time for them to go into other more growth stock.
Well, Sonatel Senegal paid dividends of 1,350 CFA franc. Now, how is the market reacting to this?
The market, Sonatel announced paying its dividend in February, and they will be paid May 2nd, like I said. So the market actually, since the announcement, the price lost 6% on the back of slightly lower EBITDA margin that went from 53% to 52%. And this week, we saw that the price gained 3%.
Oh, well, Total Cote d'Ivoire released its provisional results. I mean, it saw revenue increase 64% to about 256 billion CFA franc, while profit after tax gained 967% return to 6.4 billion CFA franc. What do you make of these numbers?
Well, we've been announcing with you from the past weeks that Total was to release great results. And we saw that from the reunification of the country after the war. And we see that this number are actually the result of higher volume sold. Total reopened 25 gas stations in the northern part of the country. And these stations were closed since 2002 due to the country being split in two by rebels. So we see that it's going to grow higher with the return of the population being richer, with all the infrastructure and wages being paid.
All right, well, we see increasing interest at the WAEMU market from Moroccan and European investors. I mean, looking for higher return and alternative investment options. Well, tell us more about this, please.
Yes, we've seen that with the lower return in other developed markets. We've seen investors looking for Sub-Saharan Africa and even coming into Cote d'Ivoire to invest into the BRVM and also into private equity. And they're looking for a higher return and alternative investment options. And it's increasing for Moroccan in the banking industry. They're also coming into infrastructure, so it's really African to African investor. And we've seen that in the banking industry, the tender offer that was held by the government to select an advisor to do the restructuring of the 5 state banks where the government was the only shareholder has been awarded to PricewaterhouseCoopers. So they will have to rethink the strategy of the environment government into the financial sector. And it should benefit to the BRVM, and we're expecting to see new IPOs for next year.
All right, well, let's talk a bit about the petroleum distribution sector and the telecom sector. Now, what are the expectations from that sector for the year?
We also, in the petroleum sector, we are expecting to see also an IPO from a private company that is looking to be listed in, the end of 2014. It's Petro Ivoire. We hope to see them soon. And there is also in the telecom company, we hope to see the Ivorian telecom company being listed, the subsidiary of France Télécom for Cote d'Ivoire.
All right, well, just before we go, let's just do a quick one. What are your stock picks, for the rest of the week? For next week, rather. I mean, it's already Friday tomorrow.
Well, the first one will be PAMC, where we have a low PE of 5, and we are expecting a great 10% dividend yield. We also still look at Sonatel for the yield. And ETI, ETI for growth, because we are expecting to see, with the new management being on board, trying to consolidate all the subsidiary. We hope to see the cost-to-income ratio being lowered and justifying thus a higher price.